Hey you, it's me. Ever since President Trump became the name of our president, you may have heard a lot about emoluments and something called the Emoluments Clause.
The Emoluments Clause.
The Emolument Clause.
The Emoluments Clause.
The Emoluments Clause of the Constitution.
Emoluments.
The Emoluments Clause.
The Emoluments Clause.
An emoluments magnet.
The Emoluments Clause.
The Emoluments Clause.
It violates the Emoluments Clause.
Well, before now, the last time you heard about emoluments was probably from that child's rhyme. Emoluments, baker's man, bake me a cake as fast as you emoluments. But I'm a grown-up big boy now, and I don't need rhymes. So, what's the Emoluments Clause? Well, it's in the United States Constitution, so, you know, pretty important. Kind of important. Pretty important. It goes like this. No title of nobility shall be granted by the United States, and no person holding any office of profit or trust under them shall, without the consent of the Congress, accept of any present emolument, office, or title of any kind whatever from any king, prince, or foreign state. Basically, no one in office of the US government can accept gifts or payments from a foreign state. Makes sense. Seems ethical. Seems like it could help avoid corruption, protect democracy. So, why does this clause exist? Oh, good. I nailed it. The Founding Fathers were big on the late Roman Republic. Makes sense when you're trying to create a democracy, but you're surrounded by monarchies. You'd look to some of the few democratic examples out there. So they modeled a lot on the Roman Republic, hence, you know, the Senate being called the Senate. Both of our birds are the eagle. See? Good boy. But the Founding Fathers also knew that the Republic fell, largely due to corruption, leaders trying to enrich themselves, powerful men abusing their power. And the Founding Fathers ran into this problem early on. When Ben Franklin returned from France after being ambassador for 9 years, King Louis the Letters gave him a portrait of himself set in 408 diamonds. People started wondering if this gift would corrupt him. The founders were worried, as an extravagant gift such as 408 diamonds could potentially influence one's decisions. So they added this clause. No gifts, no payments from foreign leaders or governments. Not even like 403 diamonds. So, you know they mean business. Lots! Some of them even presidents. Andrew Jackson received a gold medal from Colombian President Simon Bolivar, but Congress determined he could not keep it. Rather than go the standard Andrew Jackson route and just like kill somebody about it, he gave the gift up. Martin Van Buren received from the Imam of Muscat 2 Arabian horses, rose oil and rosewater, cashmere shawls, a Persian rug, and a sword. He knew he wasn't allowed to keep these gifts, but Congress did let him sell them and deposit the proceeds into the treasury. But the clause doesn't only apply to gifts. More recently, Jimmy Carter owned a peanut farm, but put it into a blind trust so that it could not affect his decision making. If, say, Mexico bought some Carter peanuts, it could potentially affect Carter's policies and decisions regarding Mexico. Like, well, they bought my peanuts, so I won't force them to pay for a wall that Americans will ultimately actually have to pay for. Stuff like that. When Barack Obama was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, there was a right-wing uproar about whether or not he should accept it, because it might affect his decision-making and get him to do more peace, I guess? Ultimately, he donated the prize money to charity, which brings us to lots! Some of them obvious. President Trump is a business owner. He's made and lost millions, or allegedly billions, by building hotels and putting his name on stuff. But now that he's the president, this creates an unethical situation for him. Emoluments aren't just gifts like swords and horses. It's a payment of any kind. He is the most powerful man in the world, making decisions that affect Americans and Earthlings in general. And he has hotels all around the world. It is extremely easy for someone to pay him money in order to garner influence. It is extremely easy for the powerful man to get people to pay him and his company because he's the president. For example, the Kuwaiti embassy regularly holds an event for its National Day at the Four Seasons in Georgetown. After pressure from the Trump organization, they changed the event to be at the Trump International Hotel in D.C. instead. For another example, a lobbying firm from Saudi Arabia stayed at the Trump Hotel. Now, you can say that this won't have any influence on President Trump, a historically ethical and honest man. But even if it doesn't influence his very great brain, it does not change the fact that foreign states are able to funnel money into his pockets via his hotels and organization, which he has not divested from or put in a blind trust, like Jimmy Carter did with his humble peanut farm. Both George W. Bush's and Barack Obama's ethics lawyers have made it very clear that the president owning hotels across the globe is a clear ethics violation and violates the Emoluments Clause, which is an impeachable offense. Perhaps the most glaring offense to this, though, is something that happened between President Trump and China. For at least a decade, Trump has tried to get a trademark for his name, which is Trump, for those just joining us, and has failed. China has clear rules about this, and they have consistently denied his request for a trademark. Cut to November 8th, and suddenly Donald Trump is president. You may remember some hubbub amidst all the other mother-f***ing hubbub, in which Trump angered China by speaking with Taiwan and violating the One China policy. After getting elected, he literally said that he didn't feel the need to abide by the One China policy, quote, unless we make a deal with China having to do with other things. Okay. Some art of the deal shit. Yeah. Trump loves art. So, later, on February 9th, President Trump spoke with China's president and said that he would indeed honor the One China policy. Great! 5 days later, China gave him his trademark. The trademark he'd been trying to get for more than 10 years, but was denied because China had rules against it. So, I don't know. Anything to add, me? President Trump, a historically ethical and honest man. Nice try, me. It's clear that he's benefiting from this. Financially. A lot. This is the kind of corruption the founding fathers were worried about. A picture frame with 408 diamonds, or a trademark that will earn him millions of dollars for years into the future. A peanut farm, or Trump hotels popping up all over the planet. A Persian rug and a sword, or a $100,000 membership fee to his private club, Mar-a-Lago, where you can schmooze with the president because he's there literally every weekend, taking people's money. A membership fee that was doubled to $200,000 once he became the president. Not much. Not much. One way involves suing the Trump Organization, which is slowly going to happen thanks to New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman, the same man who sued Trump University for fraud and got President Trump to settle for $25 million. The same man that President Trump seems to tweet a lot about his eyeliner, which he doesn't wear. Fun president guy. Another route is simpler and should have happened months ago. Congress can impeach him. Seriously, they could do it right now. They could have done it on January 21st. His actions already are impeachable, per the Constitution. The conflicts in ethics should be clear. As a president who cares about the American people and stopping corruption, Trump should be fine divesting from his company, putting his company in a blind trust, and stop making money from rich people staying in hotels. Or give all the money to charity. Or turn the fancy towers into housing for the homeless. I don't know, just like, put your money where your loud, dumb mouth is. Mr. President, all due respect. But he won't. So Congress should, impeach him. Yesterday. What you can do is call your congressperson and tell them to call for an investigation into President Trump's clear violations of the Constitution's Emoluments Clause. Call your senators every day. As much as using your phone as a phone is a f***ing drag, it's effective. They listen. A surge of phone calls stopped Congress from gutting the Independent Ethics Committee. They influenced Congress members to not vote for Trump Care. Phone calls are tallied, they're listened to. They may not work, but they may work. So let them know that you know that the president is breaking the law and there are clear ethics violations at play here. Call him! Pick up your phone right now! Maybe you're watching this video on your phone, so just minimize the window. Go to whoismyrepresentative.com. Put in your zip code. Get their name and number. Open up that phone app you got on your phone. Dial that shit. Call them. Tell them. And do that every day for the next 8 years. 8 years? Oh! Hey, thanks for watching that video. If you want to subscribe, hit that big C in the middle, and if you want to watch more videos, hit one of the 2 boxes on the right. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell icon below so YouTube will notify you when we have a new video that you can watch.